Hello, I'm Rodney Dowdle. I'm the head of R&D at Crank Software, and today I'm going to be showing you some of the new features that we have in Storyboard 8.0. So the feature I'm going to be talking about today is our new Storyboard Validator product, which allows you to test your UI and make sure that it runs correctly on your hardware, and that you can make changes to it and that it always performs the way that you want. So I'm going to start by importing in a Photoshop file. Now, this is a thermostat Photoshop file. We brought it into Storyboard at this point. And if we take a look at it, it's already got some functionality in it. You know, we can click on some of these buttons here. But let's say that you just want to make sure that this screen remains the way it is and looks the way it does when it first comes up. So what we can do is we can go to Validator and we can record a new test run. And so by clicking on this here, we can name it something like, launch screen. And now what we can do is we can simulate. We can capture the screen, so we can do the whole screen capture. And then what we can do after that is we can take some data captures to make sure that the data is set to what we were thinking. So what I'm going to do is just on this image control, I want to make sure that when the screen first comes up, it's got the right image set. So I'm going to finish and exit out of that. So now I've recorded a test. You can see here, it's a test sequence. And the reason why we set things up as test sequences is so that you can reuse them. Say you had a menu bar at the top of that screen, you could then test on each screen that you went to that menu bar performed and did what it needed to do by launching the same sequence over and over again every time you went to those screens. Now I'm going to rerun the test, and you can see what happens when we rerun our launch screen setup. It'll pop up. It's going to run through what we did, so it's going to wait for 4 seconds, then it's going to capture the screen, process the data that it got from that screen capture, and then process the data that is on that screen, and then it's going to wait for 3 seconds and then exit out. And if we go and look at our test results, we can see that this screen looks exactly like our master and the data looks the same. So what happens if you have a failure? So what happens if somebody comes in and says, you know, I'm going to change this background image to something? So what we can do is we can go in and we can simulate that. So I'm going to just change this to a different image. And that should be 8 down. And we will click here. And now it's a different image. Now maybe they made a mistake. Maybe that's what they wanted to do. But what we'll do is we'll save that and run our test again and see what that does to our test. So if we go back here and we say, okay, run this test again. Same sort of thing comes up, pops up, starts running the test. But we'll notice that we're going to get some failures here because the test is different, the screen is different. So now you know, okay, somebody's made a change, and that change has caused our tests to fail. And when you look at it, you can go and look at the failures. If you look at the screen, you can see there's a red outline around the area that has actually changed. So we know this button has changed. Now you can accept the test, update the master if you want, or you can leave it the way it is and ask the designer to go back and change it back to the way it was so that it passes again. We can also see that our data was down. So between these two tests, we can see what changed to cause that screen capture failure. So that's our new Storyboard Validator offering feature in Storyboard 8.0. For more information, please see us at www.cranksoftware.com. Thank you.